Different countries have different traditions to welcome the new year, and that's what makes this season even more exciting. Here's a look at how the rest of the world said goodbye to 2018 and hello 2019. It's a tall order to be among the first in the world to welcome the new year, but the people of New Zealand definitely did not disappoint. A mesmerizing fireworks display erupted from the Auckland Sky Tower, which stands over 1,000 feet high, making this the highest fireworks display in the entire Southern Hemisphere. The Auckland Harbour Bridge also joined the New Year's festivities for the very first time, with a light show to accompany the fireworks spectacle. But of course, the famous Sydney Harbour will not be bested. Over 1 million people ushered in the new year in the harbour to watch the biggest fireworks show the city had ever seen. More than 100,000 individual pyro effects lit up Sydney's sky in gold, silver, and purple, a tribute to the late Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Couples sharing their New Year moments in the Sydney Opera House found that love actually is all around, with heart-shaped pyrotechnics gracing the city's skyline for the very first time. But a fireworks show just won't cut it for North Koreans. They also had to hold a rare concert praising President Kim Jong-un following the countdown for his efforts to improve relations with South Korea and even with the US in 2018. Meanwhile, south of the 38th parallel, Seoul completely did away with firecrackers, banning them over safety issues. Instead, they observed the traditional bell tolling ceremony. 11 South Korean citizens, including officials and people, were recommended for their good deeds, rang the bell 33 times. With every toll, revelers uttered a New Year's wish. 19-year-old Yoo Ju-won hoped for nothing more than closer ties between the two Koreas.
제가 2019년에 드디어 성인이 되는데 성인으로서 이제 친구들과 많이 같이 놀고 싶고 또 2018년에는 우리나라와 북한과의 관계가 많이 진전이 있었잖아요. 그래서 2019년에도 이런 좋은 분위기 계속 유지하면서 조금 더 평화롭고 통일에 가까워지는 우리나라가 됐으면 좋겠습니다.
Over in Taiwan, fireworks are not yet a thing of the past. If anything, they even ramped up the annual fireworks display at the Taipei 101 Tower, Taiwan's tallest skyscraper. This year's spectacle is touted as the longest display so far, treating onlookers to an over 6-minute feast for the eye. But 6 minutes is hardly a feast compared to what greeted Hong Kong residents who rang in the new year from the Victoria Harbour. This dazzling fireworks display on the financial capital's iconic skyline lasted 10 long minutes, as the numerals of the new year were featured on a digital screen. And speaking of picture-perfect New Year's moments, thousands of residents in Thailand gathered at the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok to watch cultural performances before fireworks illuminated the sky. Those who chose to take a New Year's cruise were treated to an amazing backdrop of colors and pyrotechnics that every snap looked like 1,000,000 baht. And now, all eyes were on the world's largest New Year's countdown. That's in New York. The world-famous New Year Bash is a few hours away and preparations are still in full swing.
What's amazing is there'll be 1 million revelers out there in Times Square. There's going to be over 190 million Americans watching us, and there's going to be over 1 billion people across the globe counting down in unison those final seconds of the year. And our theme this year on the Waterford Ball is the gift of harmony, and that's what we're going to be doing, all together as one, counting down. There's no other moment like it where you bring all the world together, east and west, to celebrate in harmony.
Of course, the ball drop ceremony will be the highlight of the event. A flashy ball comprised of 32,000 LED lights and over 2,000 crystals will descend from a pole that's 130 feet high. Stars from all around the world are then scheduled to entertain 1 million people gathered at the square. Another highlight is the confetti drop, where almost 1,000 kilograms of confetti will be dropped by hand from the top of buildings surrounding Times Square. Test runs were launched prior to the actual celebrations to make sure that the festivities live up to the New Year in New York hype.